Today's a movie review, and we're talking about Transformers. Was it last night? The last night? The last movie that came out. That's what we're talking about. Part 5. Transformers. There's sadness in my eyes. Well, this movie, I finally broke down about this movie. I got it on the digital release. The DVD has not come out yet, so I thought I'd watch it, and I watched it, and boy did I watch it. This movie was weird. They didn't. Here's my problem. You want to know my problem? Okay, we're just gonna skim through this movie real quick. This is after Extinction, so there's all the humans are kind of patrolling the battle zones, and they're kind of like they're looking for all the robots. So then, looking for all the robots, they side with the Decepticons to find the Autobots. Why? I don't know. And Optimus Prime floating through space trying to get back to Cybertron. Gets back to Cybertron. Gets turned into Nemesis Prime and sent back to take over because Unicron is Earth. Hey everybody. Unicron is Earth. They send him back. And so all these guys are running. Cade Yeager is running a daycare for Transformers. And Cade Yeager. Freaking hate that name. Cade Yeager running the whatever, and there's a little girl who's like, I know about stuff too, and I'm 14. And they're this little 14-year-old girl is weirdly sexualized. Like, that is the first thing I noticed, when the only thing they didn't do was slow motion her as she ran. As soon as they introduced her, she's running, and it looks just like when Megan Fox was running, but Megan Fox was slow motion. It's the exact same Michael Bay shot of women running, except this is like a 14-year-old girl, and it's freaking weird. I just finished watching It too, the new It, and I'll do one for that later. But they did the same thing in It, where they kind of sexualized the little girl, and I know there's an orgy in the book, but freaking, that's too much in one day for me. Like, don't stop doing that. Well, they get through this, and like the whole, it's hard to explain even what the movie's about. Like, Quintessa, who's the queen of Cybertron that no one had ever met before, she's trying to bring Cybertron back to life, and they have to get a staff, because the staff is the key to sucking the energy out of Unicron and bringing Cybertron back to life. So I guess that's basically what it's about. Hot Rod's British. Freaking Hot Rod he's like English, French, London. I don't know. London, England? Yeah, he's English. He has an English accent. He's like, I'm not English, but I can't lose the accent. It's Hot Rod. Hot Rod. Hot Rod was this weird little British car. He's freaking Hot Rod. You're supposed to be a Hot Rod. Hot Rod? You can't just... Okay. I always said I would look on the bright side. I'm gonna look on the bright side. I'm getting angry. It's because I love Transformers. I really love Transformers. I'm looking at packaged Transformer toys as we speak. Optimus Prime, Orion Pax, that guy, Brawl, Air Raid, Skids, Rat Trap, Wheelie, Swindle, Jazz, Blur. I like Transformers. All those are still in the package. But this, like, Michael Bay he's really taking advantage of the leeway people give him. Like, so the whole movies, they're looking for the staff. And I'm not completely sure. I'm still not sure what I already forgot what it's called. It's this thing. Amulet. The amulet. They're trying to make it all King Arthur-y. Merlin. Bring me the amulet. And like there's an amulet that's like they don't really describe what it is or why, and but it's the key to finding the staff. And then they find the girl who's like Director Senator Merlin. She's the only one that can activate the staff. And then the amulet doesn't lead them to the staff, and she grabs the staff, and she's the key. And so the amulet was really is kind of for nothing. But the amulet kind of protects you. The amulet protects you if you get shot. Like it protects you. And then like it becomes a sword, so they can't kill Optimus. And that was the amulet. I don't know. It turned into this cool tribal tattoo for a while, like this cool tattoo around his arm, and then it was just kind of like it went into his pants. It was like checking out his pee-pee. It was like, hey man, I'm a transformer, and I'm gonna check out your pee-pee. Let's see if you want to be a transformer too. Turn you from like Transformers, dudes in disguise, and then like just tuck it back for you. Hey, you can be whatever you want. I was like, hey, I want to be a dude. Bring that back. But like, it was just this convoluted mess. Like of just like Steve Buscemi was a transformer that sold them a voice box for Bumblebee, and then like he wasn't in the movie anymore. And then Bumblebee got mad because it was like a girl voice that he ripped it out, but then it was still there later in the movie. The aspect ratio. Oh, I saw a review already, and it was like, I wish I hadn't watched it. It said the aspect ratio keeps changing. Black bars, no black bars. You know the black bars like widescreen stuff. The aspect ratio keeps changing in the whole movie. Like it changes so much, and I don't know why. It's so bad. Like this movie, like I love like Grimlock is in it, but he's just like eating a car. Grimlock, did you eat that car? And he's like, brrr. And it's like that's not who Grimlock was in the movie before this. Grimlock was like a knight of Cybertron, and he was bad, and he was big, and he was bad. And this time, big dog. Just a big dog. Just a big dog. That's all he was. And then they went to fighting, and as they're running, like the Dinobots protected them. But I guess they got captured, because the Dinobots weren't in the movie no more. And then, the thing that made me furious the most about this movie, like it wasn't a terrible movie. Like the action is good, you know, the usual. The action is good, blah 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 blah. The Knights of Cybertron, or the Knights protecting the staff, something. It's a few of them, and they form to make this three-headed dragon, which is cool as balls. But they play it down so much because they played up, I think the Devastator role in the other one, they played that up so much that it was just a piece of garbage, and so they played down all these other ones. But these were cool. This is the way they should have formed, or they just kind of like meshed together. They didn't really like, you know, where they're like, Constructicons merge to form Devastator, like in the cartoon. This was just kind of like, they just kind of like, in the last movie where they just kind of like, everything would transform by just kind of blending digitally. Like that's kind of how they're just like, and they turned into one thing. And then they just played it down so much. They could have played it up. I would have loved that. Throw some color on them, and it would have been freaking cool. But all the Decepticons are just gray, and all the Knights are just gray. And like, just throw some color on them and freaking just play it up a little bit, and I would have been in love with this movie. That's all it would have taken. It was just playing up the combining aspect of it. Oh, and I would have been in love. But you didn't, Michael Bay. You killed my childhood again. And I keep falling for it. I bought it in HD because I wanted it to be cool, but I should have bought it in standard definition. That way I didn't get so disappointed. There's that C-3PO guy. I don't know what you're doing anymore, Michael Bay. The little drones look like Star Wars fighters. Michael Bay must be stopped. No matter the cost. You got the touch. You got the power. Yeah, that's what the next one should be. Is like everyone looking into themselves from the matrix of leadership and stopping Michael Bay. That's the next movie. Boom, make it, get it done. Give me millions of dollars and I'll get it done. Well, that's that convoluted mess, just like the convoluted mess of that movie, is my movie review for Transformers: The Last Knight. I watched it last night, and I kind of regret it. That's one of the first movies that actually, like, it made me very angry throughout the entire thing. Enjoyable action scenes as usual, but it seems like they're trying to pull more and more Transformers out of the movie. Whatever. So, yeah, that's my review. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. If you liked it,
Transformers.
find it enjoyable. Not the movie, but my review.
In my eyes.
Like and subscribe.